the Arundel build. This is the three-legged version. And what you see on the table in front of you is exactly what you're going to get in the box. So you've got a mixture of nuts and bolts, you've got half moons, you've got 3 bars, one being particularly long, you've got additional wooden plugs. Again, you'll see how we use them as we go along. To start this build, it's very simple. If you look at the 3 items here, you can see that one has holes going all the way through, 2 have stop holes. The ones going all the way through are the centre. So if I take the centre and just put it in place here now, like that, I'll just move this out of the way. And you can see how I've placed it. Directly over the holes for the screws, so we can put the screws in place. There's four screw holes. Close it there. So once you've got all the screws in place, don't do it up just yet, just leave it free. Take the 2 bigger plugs, okay, and they slide through evenly from one side to the other. It's maybe a bit stiff, so don't be afraid to give it a little bit of a bash if you need to. Alright, and the same the other side. So you've got 2 plugs. Then you get the extension bar, which is quite long, and again it feeds all the way through. Obviously if you use the small one, it's not going to work. Moving to the end bar. Again, firstly, 2 plugs. This centre one here, this is what goes in through the top hole here, so we can feed the bar through this hole. This has to be straight, because if it doesn't work. And to know if it is straight, on top there's a line. So the line runs from back to front. Just drop that into place, get the bar, give it a little wiggle around if need be, screw it in as far as it will go. Then put it into place. Next, put your bar in, your centre bar in. Make sure that the holes are facing down and not the other way, because you're going to have to put them in place. And once they are in place, they're a little bit difficult to get to if they're the wrong way up. Slot them all into place. What I didn't show you is on each end you've got a hole going all the way through and 2 for the wooden dowels. That keeps it nice and square. So the wooden dowels are most important. Once you've got them in place, just put the washers on. Each segment consists of one of them, one of them, one of them, and one of them. So in this sequence, I'm going to be putting 2 on. Which will take me a second. The way to do it is half moon first. That slots into position there. Large washer, small washer, and then the nut. Take it all the way to the end, or as far as you can. Nice job done. Making sure that it stays nice and neat the whole time. I'll now go on to do the other one. Whilst we were offline for a second, we've put the first bar in, we've also put the second bar in, and we've put the end leg in. The last thing you need to do really is the screws for the feet, we need to keep them free because you may have to do some jiggling around and moving around. That now all done, we can just plonk the screws into place, get them ready. Everything's going to get together well, and it's just a case of tightening them off. The tools we use for this is a 13mm spanner, which is your tool of choice, and these come with the box. There's normally 2 of them that come together in the box. All our guides are provided with a drill as well. They use the Bosch Professional. The reason being is it's a really good tool for this type of job. It's got 3 settings on the top. One is for screws, one is for drilling, and one is for hammering. Okay, we always have it set to screw. We have this switch here, always set to number 1. As number 1 is a more delicate approach. And the torque that you need for this, because this is a torque drill, is set between 10 and 15. Any higher than that, you can overscrew it. If you've got this on the wrong setting, you can overscrew it. If you've got this on the wrong setting, you can push it all the way through. With this setting, when we do the nuts in a second, these here, you'll hear the drill tell me when it's tight enough. We'll do that in a minute. First off, we're just going to tighten up all the screws on here. Again, if this is coming out the back of a cold vehicle, the last thing you want to do is over tighten it. As the furniture becomes acclimatized to a room, it may swell. If you've over tightened it, you can end up ripping the wood to pieces. So just do it to a nice delicate touch rather than a big heavy duty bolt together. For the center section, this is where you need the two spanners, one on either end, and again, just to the point where it's nice and firm. And finally, the end one. By not putting these in all the way and tightening these up first, what you've allowed is the wood to come together naturally without overstraining it, which is the object of the build. Finally, we're going to put all the screws into place. As I said, you'll hear it go off when we're tight enough. The Arundel table comes with, as I said, 2 spanners, but it also comes with an Allen key as well. This has been modified. Some of our furniture come with a red handled end. All we did was chop the end off, which allowed us to create this longer bar, which all my drivers find pretty useful when we're building things like this. That's the Arundel bench built. We'll now get it on the floor and we'll finish it off. So the final part of this build, if the customer decides to buy the cushion, it also comes with a rubber mat. This is a non-slip surface. This goes on the mat on the bench first. Followed by foam. And that is your build complete. That's the Arundel bench.